there are resources in Manipur. Do you understand what are resources? People used to talk about resources, and sometimes the intellectuals, the university professors, college professors, the scientists, they claim we have to mobilize the resources. In the neighborhood state of Manipur, Nagaland, the land of Nagas, Nagaland, beneath the hills, in the rocks, there is a plenty of an ore from where diamonds can be extracted profitably. The rocks from where irons can be extracted is known as iron ore. Ores from where aluminum can be extracted is known as bauxite. And can you imagine what will be the ore from where diamonds can be extracted profitably? Diamond, as you see, is the allotrope of carbon, the hardest ever metal, and the diamond can be cut by diamond only. No one can cut diamond. So diamond is precious. And small pieces of diamonds can be found in the form of your sands of diamond or the grains of diamonds, small pieces of diamond. These are known as the micro diamonds. Places of Nagaland and Manipur, including some part of Manipur, is a rich deposit of micro diamonds. This is known as ophiolite. O-P-H-I-O-L-I-T-E. Ophiolite. Have you heard about ophiolite? So, plenty of ophiolites from where we can extract diamonds in the soils of the mountain ranges bordering Manipur and Nagaland, Himalayan ranges. This has been published in the research papers based at United States of America. I also understand from reading the paper published by the foreign scientists. Some collaborative research work, scientists from the South India and scientists from Australia and the United States, they have found ophiolites in the soils of Nagaland and Manipur. This is the so-called resources. Can you give me some other examples of resources? There are also many deposits of petroleum products, fossil fuels under the rocks of the mountain ranges in Tamenglong districts and Surachandpur, including some part of Barak Valley in Assam. So these are the resources. Chromite belt is found in the southeastern part of Manipur. You can get so many things in the latest innovations from China, Japan, Thailand, Korea, and many other South Asian countries. So Molsam is also one of the small town or the village which borders Manipur and Myanmar. Another border town other than Molsam. So near Molsam, lots of chromites are found. These are known as the chromite belt. Can you mention some other resources? Medicinal plants, from where your pharmaceutical products can be extracted, manufactured. Medicinal plants, lot of medicinal plants are found in the hills of Manipur. And can you mention some other resources? So many resources. In Sekmai, you can get the traditional lika, chameli. In Andhra and Fayeng also. And these are all resources. And other than that, black rice. Black rice is also known as the forbidden rice. Forbidden rice or the king's rice, from where we can achieve nutritive values, which gives us health benefits. And these resources can be mobilized with the help of knowledge. Number one, knowledge. How can you achieve knowledge then? Knowledge can be achieved through learning. So you are coming here in Kendra Vidyalaya Langsing for the purpose of learning, education. You are going for BA, BSc, BCom, etc. in the colleges. And after then you are going to universities for the post-graduations and the research. These are all knowledge. We are seeking knowledge. But resource and mobilization. Mobilization can be done with learning, which is known as the knowledge. We have to earn knowledge for mobilization of the resources. But there is a gap, a missing link between the resources and the mobilization. This missing link or the gap has to be filled in by quality of the individual. And that virtual quality of the individual, which has to be possessed by each and every individual who are gathering here in this small hall of the Kendra Vidyalaya Langsing, and that quality or that part of education will be known as skill. Have you followed the idea of skill? What does a skill do? Skill fills in the gap between the resource and the mobilization. Theoretically, you can learn many things about how we can mobilize the resources. You know hydrogen, okay? Hydrogen is the resource. You know oxygen. Oxygen is the resource. We have oxygen and hydrogen. Sufficient amount of hydrogen and oxygen in the air. Now, you can mobilize hydrogen and oxygen. What can be mobilized out of that? It is a very simple thing, water. With the help of hydrogen and oxygen, we can mobilize water. And this water can be used during the scarcity of water. We also meet sometimes the problem and issues of unavailability of drinking water. And people, especially the women folk, they used to stand in queues in front of a pipe, water pipe, for fetching water. And this is known as the scarcity of water. So if we have some scarcity of water, and we also understand how water can be manufactured with the help of hydrogen and oxygen, that is knowledge. So how resources can be mobilized is the knowledge. But the thing that the knowledge you earn by combining hydrogen and oxygen, we can get water. That is theoretical knowledge. And if you do it in action, what happens to you? You have the knowledge of skills. That is your skill. And the ability to obtain water from hydrogen and oxygen will be different from one person to the other. And this is known as the quality and competencies. As for example, the micro diamonds or the diamonds can be extracted from the soils of Nagaland and Manipur. This is a real fact from ophiolite. Now, that is the knowledge. Ophiolites are the ores of micro diamonds, is the knowledge that we achieve through teaching learning processes in the schools, in the colleges and in the universities. Now, if you happen to act practically by using equipments or devices, extracting the diamond in the real sense from the soils of Nagaland and Manipur, that is known as the skills. So this skill has to be possessed in addition to your conventional education system. This is the target of the so-called Skill India mission. And we are here for discussing on the issues, how can we achieve these skills for mobilizing the resources available in the country or in the states or in the world. If we happen to go to the moon, people landed on the surface of the moon. This is the knowledge, because you know from your books. If you read the books, then you will see that people landed on the surface of the moon. Astronauts. Those who go to the space, they are known as astronauts. Can you survive on the surface of the moon? Can you survive? Think over the issue that if you happen to be landing on the surface of the moon, how long are you going to survive? For the survival of the people, we need oxygen for breathing. Water is also essential component available on the surface of the moon. Or water is available on the surface of the moon. Do you think not possible? Isn't it? And you also cannot stand properly on the surface of the moon because the gravity is very less. The gravitational pull, and this pull is very less in the moon. And that is why we cannot stand properly, we cannot walk properly, okay? We cannot breathe there because there is no oxygen. And people are trying to conquer the whole surface of the moon. United States of America, NASA scientists and USSR, Russian scientists, astronauts, they landed on the side of the moon we used to see in the night. No scientists have ever landed on the other side of the moon, the dark side of the moon. But recently, Chinese mission under the name of Chang'e 4, Chang-G'-E, Chang'e 4 prof. It has landed on the other side, the dark side of the moon. Now, if you happen to stay on the surface of the moon, you see the small microbes or the bacteria, they are under the surface of the moon. They can survive under the surface of the moon only, cannot survive over the surface because of the shortage of atmosphere, because of shortage of oxygen. So they used to stay under the surface only. And sometimes you may also think of the people, the aliens, extraordinary people, okay, supermen or superwomen who may be inhabiting under the surface of the moon. That may also be possible. And there are lots of craters, and scientists are trying to cover the craters, surface of the moon, with the help of dome-shaped covers, glasses. Glass, as you see, this is made by silicates. Silica is nothing but a sand. If you see these glasses, window glasses, they are manufactured from sands only. Lunar surface or the moon surface has plenty of sands. And out of the sand, the scientists are trying to make a dome which can cover up the craters or the lakes, the low-lying surfaces on the moon, and oxygen will be, okay, imposed therein in the dome, and we can make the cities, we can make the buildings there, we can run there, we can live there, we can survive under the dome. So this is some sort of skill for the survival. So skill, I think everybody have understood what is the meaning of a skill. Now, let us come to the point. India is now the youngest country in the world. What is the meaning of youngest country in the world? Entire population of India. In terms of population, most populated country is China. And the next to China is India. So India has a huge population in the world. And now, what happens actually, out of the total population of India, group of people under the age group of 15 to 35 years. The age group from 15 to 35 years. These people are known as youths. And youths, you see, youths is very energetic as compared to the children and as compared to the aged people. Having lots of potentials for performing works, harnessing the skills. That is why the country is now in a position to harness the skills of the youths from the age of 15 to 35 years. So India is having 60% of the whole population covered by the youths by the end of 2023. 2023. More than 60% of the whole population will be under the age group of 15 to 35 years. That is why by skilling all the youths in India, the country is going to sell the skills in the international markets. This is the so-called Skill India. It has been targeted to be fulfilled by the end of 2023. And that is why the Skill India mission has been launched in the country on 15th of July 2015, which is also known as the World Youth Skills Day. On which day Skill India mission has been launched in India, 15th of July 2015. Youths under the age group of 15 to 35 by the end of 2023, and we are going to harness the skill out of them. This is known as Skill India Mission. And this skill Saathi that we are going to discuss now here is Skill Saathi, which is the friends of skills. You have to be skilled in any sector. Can you imagine what is the population of Manipur now? I'm just giving you some options. Option A, 25 lakhs. Option B, 27 lakhs. Option C, 28.5 lakhs. Option D, 30 lakhs. C, 28.5 lakhs. 28.5 lakhs. Okay, it was 28 lakhs in 2011 census or some. It is long time back. Now it is expected to be 28.5 lakhs. And out of this 28.5 lakhs population of Manipur, about 7 lakhs educated youths are seeking employment by registering under the employment exchanges, including 3.5 women. How many educated youths are now seeking employment? 7 lakhs, more than 7 lakhs. Educated youths means those who have already possessed the degrees and the diplomas. BA degree, BSc degree, BCom degree, MA, MSc, MCom, MPhil, PhD, and these things. These are known as educated youths. Educated youths are now lying unemployed. More than 7 lakhs people. And out of this, 3.5 women are also seeking employment. Now imagine the existing post under the state government of Manipur. Services has been terminated or the employees has been ousted and replaced by the freshers. Suppose from among those who are seeking the employment, how many jobs can be provided to them by the state government of Manipur? I'm just giving you some options. 50,000 jobs can be provided to the freshers, 70,000, 1 lakh, 1.5. Under the condition that all the existing posts occupied by us, including myself, your madam and your teachers, your sirs, they are all vacated and the newly appointed, against the vacancies and fill in their own from among the freshers, from among those who are seeking employment, registered under the employment exchanges. How many people can be accommodated? This is about 1 lakh only. More than 6 lakh people are still remaining unemployed. Can you imagine what are they going to do? Still they are going to seek jobs. And the same question has been imposed to you also. After class 12, you are going to go to the college for graduation and to the university for the post-graduation, and you are also going to do some research work. And after then, you will be among those more than 6 lakhs people who are not having any of the employment in the government sectors. Your parents will be thinking that after graduation, after post-graduation, my son will get married, my son will get a job, and my daughter will get married, my daughter will get a job, like that. The people are expecting like that. But now the position is that the government is not in a position to give you, all the educated youths, the government services. Are they going to go mad? Are they going to get frustrated? Are they going to go for drug addiction? Are they going to do some antisocial activities? Or are they going to go to the moon? What are they going to do? Answer is nothing but the alternative system of education, the alternative option. If I cannot get a job in the government sector, I have to go for some industries. I have to go for some entrepreneurships. I have to go for some businessmen. And this is the idea. And how can we do the business? How can we do the entrepreneurships? How can we do for the industry? This can be achieved through skilling the youth. Therefore, the whole syllabus and curriculum under the new education policy has been designed in such a way that after class 12, you will go for BSc, you will go for BA, you will go for BCom, and now you will go for another bachelor's degree, and that degree is known as Bachelor of Vocation. Have you ever heard about Bachelor of Vocation? No. You have heard now, because I speak to you. So you have heard about Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Vocation, Bachelor of Business Management, and these things. Now, a new nomenclature has come up, that is your Bachelor of Vocation. In this Bachelor of Vocation, what actually we do, syllabus and curriculum under the Bachelor of Vocation is divided into two major portions. The first portion is of general education component, as we do in the conventional systems. You will be learning English, you will be learning history, you will be learning science, mathematics, physics, chemistry, and everything under the 40% of the whole syllabus and the curriculum meant for the general component, and the 60% is meant for the skill component. Under that, you will be learning about some skills in some identified sectors. As for example, in my center for Din Dayal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra, we have some skill traits, some specialized discipline. As for example, medical lab technology, radio imaging technology, pharmaceuticals and quality assurance, operation theater technology. This constitutes the sector which is known as the healthcare sector. If you go for BVoc degree in medical lab technology, you will be taught in the first semester the skill of phlebotomy by using syringes and needles. This is the so-called the skill of phlebotomy. In the next second semester, you will be taught for medical lab technician. Third semester, MLT. Fourth semester, you will be trained with some blood bank technician. In the fifth and sixth semester, histotechnician. How can you process for tissue processing, biopsy, and these things will be trained. And the composite scheme of the whole sum will be known as the Bachelor of Vocation in Medical Lab Technology. Like that, what does radio imaging technologists do? In the first semester, we are teaching you X-rays, ECGs. And in the second semester, we are teaching you CT scans, MRI, ultrasound, mammography, and these things. These are the allied healthcare sector. In the digital multimedia technology, the people who are holding the cameras and standing there near the stands, they are the people who are skilled in the field of digital multimedia technology. And these people are trained in the first semester the skill of news reporting and anchoring. The newsreader, as you see in the television, newscasters are reading news and reporting, writing, and these things. In the second semester, they are trained in the field of videography and editing. In the third semester and fourth semester, they are trained in the field of script writing. The first semester corresponds to the certificate course of 6 months. Intends to stop after then. He or she will be assessed under the respective sector skill council and awarded a certificate, and that is known as the 6 month certificate course. After the end of the first year, you will be awarded with diploma. After the end of the second year, you will be awarded with advanced diploma. At the end of the third year, you will be awarded with BVoc degree. And the general component is assessed and examined by the affiliating university in the form of the semester-wise examination under the university, as we do in the case of conventional system of education. The skill component will be assessed under the respective sector skill council, who are there in the center in New Delhi under the National Skill Development Corporation, and certificates will be awarded accordingly after qualifying all the assessments. This is the system of education which we are going to impose, and we are continuing in the higher education sector after schooling in your higher secondaries and high schools. And this system will be known as the integrating skills in the higher education. I think I'm just giving you some outline of what is Skill India and how we are going to get skilled in the higher education system, and how Skill Saathi will work among the youths of the country. We are standing at the corridor of the so-called Trans-Asian Superhighway, which will connect the South Asian countries with India. And this Trans-Asian Superhighway will go through our state Manipur. Things at the cheapest rate and the latest innovations are importing from the South Asian countries, because Chinese are more skilled than our people. Korean youths, as you see in India, only 2.3 or some below 5% of the entire youthful age, from the age group of 15 to 35 years, they are skilled, not up to 5%. United Kingdom has trained their youths up to 68%. USA 57%. Korea, as you see, 95%. 95% of the workforce, 95% of the youths in Korea, they have got skilled. They are well equipped with the skill education, and therefore they are producing lots of things in the cheapest rates and the latest innovations. And these things will come through the international border town of Moreh and to Imphal and to some states like Nagaland, Assam, and these things, northeastern states. And they are intruding, they are just invading by their skills. We have to defend them. So if India wants to fulfill the dream of its Skill India mission, at least the youths, each and every individual in Manipur, the state of Manipur, should be trained, and that is the only option for defending the South Asian countries in the field of skills. So this is what I wanted to say to you, and if you have some doubts and if you have some queries or questions, you are most welcome. So then if you are not going to ask any question, I'm just asking a few questions, 1 to 3 questions at the end of this session. How many of you are going to apply for the MBBS BDS examinations after the completion of class 12? Please raise up your hands. How many of you? I think I have seen a few of you are going to go for MBBS BDS. How many are going to go for engineer? Still a few only. Okay, some gentlemen. How many of you are going to go for higher studies, scientist, researcher? And what are the remaining people will do after completion of class 12? You are dropping out after the class 12 examination? No. Then what are you going to do? So in Manipur, actually, students after the completion of class 12, they are opting for MBBS BDS examinations. They are running after the doctors. And what will you do if you are failed? Your parents love healthcare sector, wants you to be the doctors, but you fail to get MBBS BDS entrance exam. You may go for the allied healthcare sector. And allied healthcare sector, you see medical lab technology, like your ophthalmologist, optometrist, and these things. And these skills are, lots of skills are available in the website of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship under the National Skill Development Corporation. You can look up the website and you can find out so many allied healthcare sector. You can become a scientist in the field of X-rays, in the field of medical radio imaging, in the field of some mammography, breast cancer, and biopsy, tissue processing, food chemistry, food microbiologist. What does a food microbiologist do? Can you imagine? Just tell me. Under the BVOC program, there is a job role which is known as the food microbiologist. Can you imagine what does a food microbiologist do? Food microbiologist is a scientist, typically. He or she has to have lots of skills in examining the quality of the food products. As for example, the Thangsam Agro Industries Private Limited, they are producing some packaged drinking water. Before distributing to the customers or before sending to the market, a microbiologist, food microbiologist, he or she is going to observe with the help of the equipment the quality of water. Is the quality usable? Packaged drinking water can be used by the people. This has been certified after examining by a microbiologist. So microbiologist is important. We have to have the food microbiologist. You may go for the BVOC in food technology. What does an automotive technician do? In the automotive sector, you see, conventionally in our state of Manipur, what happens actually in the workshop where your vehicles can be repaired. If you happen to go to the workshop, you will see small boys whose father has been lost in the early age, or whose mother has been married to some other husband. Children belonging to the broken families, in general, okay, not all, but I'm just in general, typically in Manipur, they are not well educated. And by hit and the trial method, they can adjust the parts of the vehicles. They are not having any idea of the mechanics. They are not having any idea of science. Any principle they don't have. They even do not say properly the names of the tools and weapons which are used for vehicle repairing. Sometimes they may be saying shampoo. Sometimes they may say plas. Plas means pliers. Boys who are working in the workshop, they may not be spelling the pliers properly. Instead they will say plas, shampoo. Totally illiterate sometimes, you will find. But here in Manipur, including chief ministers and all the cabinet ministers, all the learned people, university professors, scientists, college teachers, students, learned people used to their workshop for getting their vehicles repaired. But the boys are repairing their vehicle by hit and the trial method. And these boys can be taken to a skilling center in the community colleges, in the BVOC colleges, in the DDU Kaushal Kendras for upgradation of their skills. Some part of general education, some part of skills in the train in the proper way. Then after knowing the mechanics behind the repairing of the vehicle, if you know the science behind everything that is being done in the repairing of vehicles, it will be a successful entrepreneur or successful technician. And he may earn money also. Doctors are earning money how? In the early morning, the patients are waiting in queues outside, and they will book a ticket by paying some 200 rupees or 500 rupees sometimes. It depends on the quality of the doctor, the smartness of the doctor. The doctor will ask you, what is your problem? Then the patient will say, I have some headache, or I have some problem in the stomach, I have some problems in the knee. And accordingly, the doctor will write some medicines. Or before that, he may advise you to go to a diagnostic center, Babina diagnostic or some sort of thing, to take an X-ray or to take some CT scans, to take some MRIs, ultrasounds and everything. The patient will come back to the doctor again, and the doctor will prescribe some medicines, names of some tablets, syrups, and he'll advise you to go to some pharmacy. And you have to go to the pharmacy and purchase the medicine, and you consume it, and after some time you will report for betterment. This is the system going on in the case of the doctor. The smart, skilled automotive technician who has got proper education through BVOC automotive technology. So as you see, vehicles are also repairing as we, the human being, has got some repairing, heart repairing, bone repairing, even the brain repairing also. These are repairing. There are some wears and tears in the life of the humankind. Like that, in the lives of the vehicles, if you have a car, and after driving a few years, 2 years or 3 years, then he begins to have some problems. And it has to be repaired. Then the car will be going to an automotive technician. Just like the patient goes to the doctor. And the automotive technician will ask you to book a ticket by paying some 200 rupees or 500 rupees. Then the vehicle owner will book a ticket. And after then, the automotive technician will ask you, what are your problems? Then the owner will tell the automotive technician that my vehicle has got some problems in the wheel or in the engine or in the back side or front side, like that. And after that, the automotive technician will prescribe some parts to be replaced. And he'll ask you to purchase all those. And the parts will be taken to the automotive technician again, and he'll repair all those things. This is the system going on. Then, in terms of these systems, these professions, one is the doctor and another is the automotive technician. Our society should respect equally. If you respect a doctor, Dr. Babu, please come here, please sit down here. You can also respect the automotive technician because their professions remains the same. One is repairing the vehicles, one is repairing the humankind. There is no difference, provided the automotive technician has to be trained properly. Just like the doctor is trained. If we respect these professions, food microbiologists, medical lab technicians, doctors, engineers, automotive technicians, IT technicians, these people are respected in our society in the equal manner, then our state will be developed and our youths will have no frustration. Each and every individual under the age group of 15 to 35 years, they will get their respective jobs either in the government sector or in the industry sector or the private sectors, or you can become an entrepreneur. What is the meaning of entrepreneur? I have only 2 questions only. The first one, it is finished. Now the second part is, what is the meaning of entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is the person trained in the field of skills in a particular sector. Babina Diagnostic Center, Caesar Hospitals and Research Institute, Thangzam Agro Industries, Korohan by Spices Factory, Tata and Birla, Mukesh Ambani. These are all entrepreneurs. You are using mobile phones. Can you imagine how many doctors are working in Caesar Hospitals and Research Institute, which is the private sector? Can you imagine how many medical lab technicians are working in the Babina Diagnostic Center, which is a private sector? Can you imagine how many food packaging technicians are working in the Thangzam Agro Industries for packaging food materials? How many people are working? These are all known as entrepreneurs. I'm serving the government and I have to obey the advice of the seniors. This is the so-called servants. We are the servants, paid servants. We are offered salaries monthly. So we are known as the servants. Which type of servant? Government servants. In the olden days, as you see, kings has got servants. Kings used to advise or order the servants, and the servants are obeying the kings. Like that, we are also the government servants. We are obeying the government. Now what happens to the entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs are the kings, because they have got under them lots of servants or the employees. They are the employers. Sufficient knowledge of skills as well as the general education component in that sector. You can become an automotive entrepreneur. You can become an IT entrepreneur, a food entrepreneur. You can become a healthcare entrepreneur. There are lots of resources that can be harnessed from the state of Manipur, and you can also become an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur. This is also one of your choices. You can opt after completion of your class 12 examination, and you can go for the right direction. And after then, each and every individual has been employed, then the people will think of you equally. What is the need for making some noises in the society, some chaos and confusion situation? There will be improvement in the law and order situation of in the state as well as for the country. So the former, I'm just winding up my session with one saying of the former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is not only the President of the country, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he is also an eminent scientist. He is also known as, yes, Missile Man of India. And he is the President not only of the country, but also known as the President of the people. He is known as the People's President. Not the India's President, but the People's President. The President of the people. He said, if there is discipline in the family, there is order in the society. If there is order in the society, there is development in the country. If there is development in the country, there is peace in the world. We have to make maintenance of the order. We have to maintain the order. What is the meaning of order? Order means how you behave. In order to maintain the order in the state or in the country, we have to have at least one profession of yours individually, well equipped with skills, training of food microbiologist. You have to be trained in that field. If you want to become an IT technician, you have to be trained well properly in that field. If you want to be a mobile phone repairer, this is known as the making of proper orders among the youths. If the proper orders are maintained among the youths, the state will be developed. If the state is developed, country will be developed. If the country is developed, there will be peace in the world. No war, no fighting, no crime, no anti-social activities, no strike, no burn, no blockade, and peaceful nation. Thank you. Thank you so much.
A very big thank you, sir. Now, I just request one of my students. Actually, the bouquet is to be given in the beginning of the session, but we decided that we would really like to give this bouquet. Come with a big thank you from the side of the students. Sir, please accept this. Thank you, sir. Now, I will also like to request one of our students, sir, Miss Distri Thapa of class 11 Commerce, to propose the word of thanks. Dristi.
Good afternoon to all. It's with immense pleasure from the student and staff of Kendra Vidyalaya Langjing family that I am proposing the vote of thanks to Dr. Rahizuddin Sheikh, Director, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Center for Kaushal Kendra. Sir, your interaction with us was highly informative and I'm sure we have been benefited by it. Sir, we hope to become successful, resourceful and skillful citizens of India in future and be an asset of society. Thank you once again for interacting with us and we are looking forward to have more such interactions in future. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.